Theo proposed a plan where he would stay with the Yi family for a while. Given his defeat of Chad, a law of spirit energy alchemist, in front of a large audience, he suggested spreading the story that the alchemist who defeated Chad would soon marry into the Yi family. Since Theo's true origins were unknown and Mira wouldn't be leaving the family, it wouldn't seem unusual for him to stay with them. Henry showed interest in the plan, prompting Theo to point out that the Huang family would likely hear the rumors as well. Theo elaborated on the plan, highlighting that if the news of the law of spirit energy alchemist defeating Chad and potentially joining the Yi family spread, it could prompt the Huang family to reassess the situation rather than causing immediate confrontation. The Huang family would need to investigate the rumors before taking any action, potentially buying the Yi family some time and avoiding unnecessary conflict. Henry was taken aback by the thought of a law of spirit energy alchemist aiding their family but acknowledged the significance of Theo's help for their survival and prosperity. Despite feeling embarrassed to accept Theo's assistance again, Henry recognized the importance of Theo's support for the well-being of the Yi family. Henry expressed the need to confirm one crucial aspect with Theo. Theo inquired about the matter, and Henry emphasized the importance of obtaining Myra's approval for the proposed plan. He explained that even if the marriage wasn't genuine, once rumors spread, it could become perceived as the truth. Henry believed that without Myra's consent, it could hinder her future marriage prospects and lead to unnecessary suspicions. He stressed the significance of discussing the matter with Mira first to ensure she wasn't burdened by the situation. Theo acknowledged this consideration, realizing the potential impact on Mira. He agreed that they should prioritize Myra's feelings and ensure no complications arose from the plan, even if he stayed as a guest of honor with the Yi family. Henry concurred with this approach. Theo completed the transformation of the Genesis sword and graceful shield into talismans, elevating them from mere Dharma tools. Although unable to utilize the true Samadhi fire without reaching the level of breath of the sun, Theo expressed gratitude for the amulet provided by Yona, which allowed him to melt the abominable stone. The wood fire and spiral bomb techniques also proved beneficial in this endeavor. Theo acknowledged that without these two techniques, he would have needed to return to Huijing to gather fire. Mira inquired if Theo had finished attending to his affairs. Theo, addressing Mira, playfully questioned whether he should refer to her as his wife. Mira responded with a light-hearted comment, allowing Theo to address her. However, he felt comfortable when in private. She then mentioned that it had been half a year since they first interacted. Theo expressed his gratitude to Mira for her support in successfully completing his plans. Reflecting on their past interactions, Theo remembered how Mira took an entire day to consider his proposal before ultimately agreeing. Theo recalled a previous conversation with Mira where she mentioned the significant difference between having him as a son-in-law versus a guest of honor. Despite this, Mira agreed to go along with Theo's clever plan. Reflecting on their agreement, Theo remembered how they had a modest fake wedding, but he continued to live a secluded life focusing on making talismans. Theo suggested the idea of making a public appearance, indicating a shift towards showing themselves to the community. He asked Mira if she had time that day. While at the market, Mira remarked on the peculiar yet surprising change in circumstances. Previously, there was a toll fee to enter Young Mun, but following the suitor competition and the Yi family's newfound prominence, they no longer had to pay the toll. Theo noted that the rumors had indeed spread, bringing relief that the Huang family no longer exerted undue pressure on them. However, Theo couldn't ignore the fact that there was still no family willing to offer support to the Yi family. Theo and Mira felt a sense of awkwardness discussing serious matters while pretending to be a married couple. Theo then suggested exchanging gifts since they hadn't done so after their fake marriage. He encouraged Mira to choose a gift she liked, considering it a wedding present from him. However, Mira hesitated, expressing reluctance to accept such a gesture. Despite Theo's reassurance that cost was not an issue and he had enough spirit stones, Mira politely declined the offer. Both Theo and Mira found the situation increasingly awkward, with doubts creeping in about whether it was appropriate to bring up the gift exchange. Theo and Mira unexpectedly found themselves at a martial arts competition without realizing it. Theo found the match to be enjoyable, but his attention was soon captured by Wayne, who had advanced to the middle stage of heavenly birth. Theo was pleased with this development, realizing the trip to Daewon Nation had been worthwhile. Curious about the presence of others, Theo noticed Grace enthusiastically cheering on Wayne. He was not surprised to see Grace there and felt a sense of familiarity in her support for her brother. Theo greeted Grace, expressing surprise at unexpectedly meeting her. Grace reciprocated the sentiment, delighted to see Theo. Theo acknowledged his luck in encountering her at the martial arts competition. Grace mentioned that both she and her brother had been eager to see if they would come across him. She had heard rumors about a young law of spirit energy alchemist with Theo's surname making an appearance in Young Mun, sparking their interest in meeting him. Grace approached Theo and Mira, expressing her uncertainty about whether the rumored alchemist had truly married into the Yi family. She then inquired if the lovely lady beside Theo was the one in question. Theo acknowledged Grace's observation, hinting at a reason behind the situation. Mira, meanwhile, contemplated the public facade of being Theo's husband, despite Grace approaching him first. Wayne expressed his sincere congratulations to Theo and Mira, sharing his jealousy over their marriage. He mentioned attending the martial arts competition with Grace, feeling delighted upon hearing the unexpected news of their marriage. Theo, realizing the need to clarify the situation to the siblings, decided to set up an energy barrier for privacy. Theo then revealed to Wayne and Grace that the marriage between him and Mira was actually fake, needing to address the misunderstanding. Wayne acknowledged the decline of the family and the lack of support, recognizing the challenges Mira must have faced. However, Mira pointed out that Wayne himself had experienced the devastation of his family being annihilated. She empathized with his struggles, feeling a sense of kinship with him due to their shared hardships. Wayne expressed relief that Theo had clarified the situation, preventing potential conflicts. He mentioned almost losing his target for revenge, the Dauntless sect, but now felt grateful to Theo for being a savior to their family. In a drunken state, Mira expressed frustration and disbelief at the notion of Theo being referred to as a savior. Confused by Myra's outburst, Theo addressed her as Lady. Mira, still upset, mentioned that despite the relief brought by Theo's actions, she was distressed about not being able to marry and feeling like she would have to live alone for the rest of her life. She emphasized the difference between not planning to get married and not being able to, highlighting her feelings of loneliness and disappointment in the situation. Wayne acknowledged Myra's frustration, suggesting that a fake marriage could potentially evolve into a real one. However, Mira vehemently denied the possibility, expressing her strong belief that it would never happen. She mentioned her uncle's internal hopes for such a development but felt powerless in the situation. Despite Theo being disinterested, she also claimed to have no interest in him. Mira pointed out the numerous admirers pursuing her in Young Mun, highlighting the complexities of her social situation. She brought up the third prince of the one family's involvement in the suitor competition, only to be thwarted by Chad's appearance. Mira also mentioned Theo's seclusion after their marriage, raising concerns about his interactions with another woman before discussing the topic of wedding gifts. Theo shifted the conversation by inquiring about Dante's well-being. Grace shared that Dante was as unpredictable as the wind, mentioning that they had ventured into the rift together with the assistance of their great-aunt. However, they had separated when Dante went to the lake, with the expectation that he would reappear whenever he pleased. Theo noted that the three of them had entered the rift as well, expressing regret at not having the chance to meet Dante. He then politely asked Grace if she could share more details about their rift adventure. Theo chuckled at the scene of all the alchemists getting drunk despite assuming they wouldn't be easily intoxicated due to their profession. However, his attention was soon captured by an old woman who approached him. Acknowledging the familiarity of her voice, Theo guessed she was from the Exian sect. He expressed some frustration at being summoned by her, especially after she used her resources to track him down. When the old woman mentioned the leader being in Young Mun and conveyed a message from the Yanam nation, Theo's curiosity was piqued. At a store near the inn, Iris congratulated Theo on his marriage to a beautiful lady from the Yi family in Yan'an. Theo confirmed her assumption and inquired about her visit to Young Mun. Iris revealed that she had come specifically to meet him, mentioning his previous inquiry about how to get to Yanam Nation, which she couldn't answer at the time, leaving her feeling embarrassed. However, after hearing the General Assembly's response, she realized there was no need for embarrassment. Intrigued, Theo asked Iris about the answer she had discovered. Iris playfully teased Theo about his curiosity before posing a question about his character. Theo, aware of Iris's profession in information gathering, asked for her perspective, considering she likely knew more about him than most people. Iris admitted that it was a challenging question but expressed that Theo currently intrigued her the most. She found herself curious about his activities, prompting her to personally travel to Youngmun to meet him. Theo jokingly suggested that Iris might not readily provide information about Yanam Nation. Iris confirmed his suspicion, mentioning their previous agreement to exchange information about Yanam Nation for details on the faceless killer. However, she expressed hesitation, considering it a disadvantageous deal from her perspective. She admitted that she was unaware that Yanam Nation was actually a country from a different continent, leading her to reassess the value of the information exchange. Theo expressed surprise upon learning that Yanam Nation was from a different continent. Iris confirmed this fact and mentioned her curiosity about an alchemist seeking directions to a country on a separate continent. Theo acknowledged the uniqueness of his request. He inquired if Iris had traveled all the way to meet him solely due to this inquiry. Iris revealed that she had additional points of interest, prompting Theo to ask about them. Theo speculated that Iris likely wanted him to respond to her queries in exchange for providing information about Yanam Nation. Iris shared with Theo that their sect had dispatched alchemists to the rift to acquire its treasures, but unfortunately, none of them returned. Among the missing alchemists was Elder Philip, a Breath of the Sun alchemist. Witnesses reported seeing them enter the lake, but with no one witnessing their exit, it was presumed that they had perished. Theo expressed his sympathy, acknowledging the unfortunate fate of the alchemists. Iris revealed to Theo that due to an unpleasant incident involving the treasure inside the lake, many sects and families refrained from sending their alchemists there. However, Vicky, a Breath of the Sun alchemist from the red, heavenly winged horse of the Mountain Willow Manor, was witnessed entering the lake but never returned. Iris investigated the connection between Elder Philip's disappearance and Vicky's fate, noting that both incidents seemed related. She speculated that a conflict over the treasure might have occurred, leading to their unsuccessful return with no gains. To her surprise, during her investigation, she discovered Theo's name linked to the situation. It was mentioned that when the red heavenly winged horses entered the lake, Theo and another beautiful woman were seen accompanying them. Theo, taken aback by Iris's inquiries and the ominous tone of her voice, questioned her intentions. Iris expressed her curiosity about how Theo managed to survive and escape the lake when Elder Philip and Vicky did not return. She emphasized her desperation to uncover the truth of what transpired in the lake, feeling as though she was on the verge of losing her composure. Iris earnestly pleaded with Theo to share what happened. However, Theo abruptly stated that he had nothing to say regarding the matter. Theo stood firm in his decision not to disclose the events at the lake to Iris, stating that he had no obligation to share the details. He explained that the experience was traumatic for him, and he preferred not to revisit it. Iris, attempting to reason with Theo, pointed out the logical inconsistency of two Breath of the Sun alchemists being present and Theo being able to move freely and take initiative. She sensed something unique about Theo that might not be immediately noticeable, suggesting there was more to his story. However, Theo remained resolute in his stance, refusing to reveal any further information. Iris disclosed to Theo that Vicky had a strained relationship with the leader of the Mountain Willow Manor, David, due to an unusual dynamic with Nolan, her loyal servant. Theo realized that Elder Philip had hinted at the complexities of Vicky's personal life concerning love affairs. Iris continued, explaining that despite not returning home, David had initiated a search for Vicky, based on the suspicion that something was amiss. The Mountain Willow Manor was not a direct threat to Theo, as Iris clarified that her focus was on the activities of the manor itself. Theo contemplated how curious everyone must be, especially since they had sobered up. On the other hand, Mira regretted her behavior while intoxicated, feeling ashamed of her actions and wishing she could forget them. She expressed frustration and blamed Chad for the situation. Theo, aware of Myra's drunken outburst, anticipated that she might recall what she said in that state. Theo expressed to Mira his feelings of jealousy, noticing her closer bond with Wayne than with him. He admitted to stepping out for some fresh air due to his jealousy. Mira tried to explain, but Wayne interjected with a joke, mentioning the fake nature of Theo and Myra's marriage and playfully suggesting he might have a chance with Mira. Wayne shared that he enjoyed the connection he had with Mira and was contemplating staying at the Yi family's manor for a while, accompanied by their great-aunt and Carl, who were also in the vicinity. Theo reflected on the potential identity of Wayne's great-aunt, considering if she was the law of spirit energy who protected the teleportation portal. He noted the potential benefit of her presence for the Yi family due to her abilities and connection with Wayne. Theo mentioned that the manor felt empty with only a few people present, but anticipated a lively atmosphere once the members of the Seo family arrived. Theo thought about how the alchemists from the Seo family were accustomed to staying at the manor. He observed that Henry's demeanor had significantly improved, bringing him a sense of relief. A servant informed Theo that someone from the Y family was seeking him. Theo remembered Iris's words about the Mountain Willow Manor not posing a threat to him and how Vicky was highly regarded within the Y family. Iris mentioned that someone from the Y family had visited their sect, offering a significant amount of spirit energy. Theo pondered over whether Iris might have discussed him with the visitors from the Y family. Theo dismissed the importance of whether Iris discussed him with the Y family, stating that it didn't matter to him. Iris, however, pointed out that Theo would never uncover the truth about what occurred in the lake. Theo emphasized the significance of accuracy in information and asserted that Iris couldn't accuse him without evidence. Iris, undeterred, probed further, suggesting that something indeed transpired. Theo reluctantly admitted that he had been tormented by both Elder Philip and Vicky, barely managing to save himself. Iris expressed her condolences, remarking on Theo's unfortunate circumstances. She mentioned the Yi family from Yannan, who had lost most of their alchemists in the lake 300 years ago, taking Theo in as their son-in-law after he emerged as the sole survivor from that incident. Iris inquired if Theo had to come to Youngmun and participate in the suitor competition immediately after exiting the rift. Theo, praising his wife's beauty and strong will, noted that it was natural to be captivated by her upon first seeing her. Iris commented that Theo's wife didn't appear to be very friendly. Theo expressed suspicion that the Exian sect might be spreading rumors instead of providing accurate information. He pointed out that Iris was making guesses rather than speculating based on solid evidence. Iris acknowledged her overreach, admitting that she had been unable to uncover the truth and had been constructing a narrative based on fragments of information. Iris, in a moment of frustration, exclaimed that she should have sold the bits of information she had gathered. She decided to reveal to the Y family that Theo was the one who entered the lake with Vicky. Theo, unfazed, gave Iris permission to do as she pleased and indicated he would depart as his wife was expecting him. Iris questioned if Theo truly intended to leave without further discussion, highlighting that she hadn't disclosed anything about Yanam Nation despite hinting at its distant location. Theo reiterated his intention to leave, prompting Iris to bid him farewell with a casual, "See you in a bit." Theo, in the present moment, noted the arrival of some individuals. When instructed to send them in, a man commented on the downfall of the once proud Yi family from Yannan, sensing the impact of time on their current state. Theo, in his thoughts, scoffed at the man's words, considering that he had always been beneath the Yi family of Yannan and only gained prominence after joining forces with other families to attack them. Theo encountered Jasper, who seemed to forget about their previous interactions. Jasper introduced himself and hinted at the reason for his visit, assuming Theo was aware of it. However, Theo feigned ignorance and asked Jasper to explain the purpose of his visit. Amused, Jasper decided to elaborate and brought up Vicky, the wife of the leader of the Mountain Willow Manor, inquiring about her inability to return from the rift and prompting Theo to reveal what happened to her. Theo explained to Jasper that Vicky required a law of spirit energy alchemist to confront Elder Philip, and since he was nearby, she brought him along. Jasper acknowledged the rationale behind this decision and encouraged Theo to continue his account. Theo elaborated that when they encountered Elder Philip near the lake, a confrontation ensued, escalating from verbal to physical altercation. Caught in the midst of the clash between the breath of the Sun alchemists, Theo felt compelled to withdraw from the conflict as a law of spirit energy alchemist. Theo maintained his stance, stating that he survived by escaping and that his pursuers did not give chase, concluding his explanation. Jasper, skeptical of Theo's account, dismissed it as an excuse that made no logical sense and found it irritating to even consider. Jasper pointed out the implausibility of Vicky engaging in a fight with Elder Philip simply upon meeting him and questioned why a significant number of law of spirit energy alchemists would allow Theo to escape if a real conflict had occurred. Theo, unfazed by Jasper's doubts, left it to Jasper to decide whether to believe his explanation or not. Jasper expressed his lack of trust in anyone, including his own family, stating that he did not believe Theo's account. He warned Theo that reporting the story to the leader would lead to his own mistreatment. Jasper demanded evidence to support Theo's explanation, dismissing it as nonsense and holding Theo responsible for Vicky's death. Theo, realizing the lack of evidence due to the chaotic circumstances of the fight and his escape, understood that Jasper had already made up his mind to cast him as the scapegoat in Vicky's demise. Theo admitted his uncertainty about how to provide evidence to Jasper. Jasper, acknowledging the challenge, expressed regret over the situation, stating that he believed Theo was connected to Vicky's death but lacked evidence to substantiate it. He assured Theo that his family operated with justice and, although he suspected Theo's involvement, he wouldn't take action without proof. Jasper lamented the unfortunate circumstance that Theo had become the son-in-law of the Yi family, which had a troubled history with Jasper's own family. Theo questioned the connection between his situation and the Yi family, perplexed by Jasper's assertions. Jasper explained that currently, the Huang family was in conflict with the Yi family, but their aggression had been subdued due to Theo's unexpected presence. Jasper speculated that while the Huang family was relatively small and unremarkable, if a significant number of Law of Spirit energy alchemists were to unite with them, they might renew their attack on the Yi family. He hinted at the potential consequences of such a gathering of powerful alchemists. Theo contemplated Jasper's intentions, realizing that Jasper might enlist Law of Spirit energy alchemists from the Y family to support the Huang family in their conflict with the Yi family. Theo understood that if these alchemists participated in the battle without revealing their identities, it would create a challenging situation for the Yi family to dispute. Jasper acknowledged the upcoming intense battle, foreseeing casualties from the Yi family and insinuating that nobody would pay attention to a Law of Spirit energy alchemist like Theo, who vanished without anyone noticing. Theo responded, acknowledging that his absence would likely go unnoticed since no one in that place knew about him. Jasper acknowledged Theo's lack of concern and assured him that he would spare his life to inquire about certain matters, alleviating Theo's worries. Theo expressed his lack of concern but questioned the necessity of involving the Yi family in the situation. He pondered the potential complications that could arise from provoking a conflict between the families just to capture him. Jasper revealed his animosity towards the Yi family, describing them as a constant source of irritation. He saw Theo's involvement as an opportunity to eliminate the Yi family once and for all. Jasper aimed to eradicate the Yi family to silence those who belittled the Y family's efforts to surpass them. In response, Theo astutely picked up on Jasper's potential feelings of inferiority, questioning if his assessment was accurate. Jasper declared his intention to completely wipe out the Yi family's lineage, expressing regret that they hadn't taken such action centuries ago due to public scrutiny. Theo recognized the intense animosity driving Jasper's actions. In response to Jasper's question about fleeing, Theo contemplated the options. He considered that if he stayed with the Yi family, they would likely be captured in a short time. On the other hand, fleeing alone would lead to a challenging and prolonged struggle. Theo assured Jasper that despite the challenging circumstances, their family had plenty of alchemists who wouldn't tire easily. He made it clear that he had no intentions of running away. Impressed by Theo's commitment, Jasper praised his dedication and predicted a bright future for him, even suggesting he could reach the level of breadth of the Sun alchemists. However, Jasper expressed regret that Theo's potential might be hindered by the unfortunate relationship with Jasper's family. Theo bid Jasper farewell and urged him to hasten with the news. Jasper acknowledged the inconvenience of the journey between Youngmun and Huijing due to the lack of a well-connected teleportation portal. He decided against greeting the Yi family and asked Theo to pass on his regards. Theo agreed to convey Jasper's message. Theo realized that the Xian sect likely sold information to the Y family, indicating they might be aware of not only his presence but also Yona's. Concerned for her safety, Theo decided it was best for both of them to stick together. Resolved in this decision, Theo acknowledged the importance of meeting with Henry. Theo inquired if someone from the Huang family had returned to make unreasonable demands. Henry confirmed this, explaining that they had been given a 3-month ultimatum to fulfill the requests, or else face an all-out war. Theo acknowledged the inevitable conflict if they couldn't meet the demands and asked about the status of the request he had made. Henry informed Theo that the rumor he requested to spread in Huijing had become widespread in several cities, likely due to its provocative and humorous nature. He mentioned that another rumor circulating was about Theodore, who supposedly came from another country and became the Yi family's son-in-law through a suitor competition, having a preference for men. This led to the rumor that his wife, Mira, lived in seclusion as a result. Amused by the nature of the rumors, Theo humorously noted that rumor lovers would surely enjoy such content. Theo considered that Yona might seek him out upon hearing the rumor. He then inquired if everyone from the Yi family had assembled. Henry confirmed that they were all currently in the hall, including the head of the family, Harvey. Theo expressed readiness to join them, signaling a move towards the gathering. Henry contemplated the uncertainties regarding Theo and the Seo family from Choksan offering assistance. He pondered over the multitude of things he needed to address and the challenging situation they faced. In the conversation, Henry stated that they couldn't comply with the Huang family's demands, leading to an inevitable conflict where they would need to defeat 3 Law of Spirit alchemists. However, Theo corrected him, indicating that it wasn't just 3 alchemists they needed to contend with. This sparked confusion among the listeners, prompting them to question the meaning behind Theo's statement. Theo revealed that the Wei family from Huijing claimed to support the Huang family, indicating there could be an additional 4 to 5 Law of Spirit energy alchemists involved in the conflict. This news surprised the listeners, who questioned the validity of Theo's information. Theo confirmed the truth of the matter, stating that the Wei family had recently expressed their support for the Huang family. Henry, taken aback by this revelation, expressed outrage at the Wei family's decision to back their adversaries, considering the history of attacks on their family and the apparent desire for their downfall. David expressed a sense of powerlessness in the face of the impending conflict, particularly if the alchemists from the Wei family joined the fray. He expressed sadness at the prospect of the family's potential demise and instructed those who needed to depart to do so and seek their own paths in life. He emphasized that once they left Yang province, their origins would not be a point of contention. Theo, however, questioned David's resolve, wondering if he was considering giving up in such a manner. David expressed a resigned attitude, stating that giving up seemed like the only option in the face of overwhelming circumstances. He likened the situation to a powerful wave crashing down, suggesting that those who could avoid it should do so, while those destined to face it should accept their fate. Theo inquired about the duration of David's tenure as the family head. David revealed that he had been in that position for approximately 100 years. Theo questioned David about the duration of his active leadership as the family head within the long period of a century. Before David could respond, Henry intervened, expressing the immense challenges and suffering the family head had endured. Theo, however, challenged this notion, questioning whether he should be aware of such struggles. Theo criticized David for displaying a defeated attitude, likening it to giving up and lamenting like a lifeless body. Theo emphasized that despite not being personally affected, David's role as the head of the Yi family required active leadership rather than seclusion. He questioned whether David had recognized and supported the tireless efforts made for the family's benefit. Theo urged for decisive action, highlighting the risk of not only David's life but also the esteemed lineage of the Yi family from Yannan. Theo called for accountability and action, suggesting that it was time for a new leader to step up and lead the family effectively. Theo, standing up, addressed the people present, questioning why they had not taken action while David seemed to be neglecting the family's well-being. He challenged them, asking if no one among them had the confidence and capability to step up as a more effective family head than David. Theo emphasized that in the absence of leadership from the family head, it was the responsibility of any individual within the family to take initiative and make a difference. He urged them to reflect on their inaction and compliance with the passive leadership displayed by David. David expressed a sense of realism, acknowledging that if the number of Law of Spirit energy alchemists from the opposing side exceeded 5, they would be at a significant disadvantage. Theo shared that an alchemist from the Wei family had threatened to completely destroy the Yi family, leaving no alchemist alive. Faced with this dire situation, Theo declared his decision to stand and fight alongside them. Disappointed by the silence and apparent resignation of the people, Theo left the gathering, urging them to reconsider their passivity and stand strong in the face of adversity. At midnight, David approached Theo and questioned why he was offering help, considering their family had endured more suffering than assistance. David expressed uncertainty about Theo's motives for extending support and requested an explanation. Theo, realizing the sensitivity of his situation with the Y family, decided it would be best not to disclose this information to them. Theo expressed gratitude for the protection provided by the crystal protection bracelet gifted by David's father, Charles, which shielded him from the elementary spirit. David pointed out that no one would have been aware of Theo's actions if he had kept it to himself, but appreciated that he chose to share the news with them. David found it challenging to comprehend why Theo, despite not needing to inform them about his father's actions, continued to offer his assistance. Theo reflected on the vastness of the world and the multitude of individuals, suggesting that his existence wasn't particularly unusual. David, however, found Theo's demeanor peculiar, leading him to question if Theo had ulterior motives for being at their manor. Theo inquired about the current situation, prompting David to admit his inability to fully trust Theo, as his trust was reserved solely for the Yi family members who had shared both joy and sorrow with him. Despite his reservations, David acknowledged the imminent threats from the Wei and Huang families and decided to place their fate in Theo's hands. Theo pondered David's mention of risking fate and wondered about the purpose behind their late-night conversation. Uncertain of David's intentions, Theo sought clarification. David explained that by bringing his father's jade medal, Theo had presented an item traditionally given to blood relatives of the family to verify their identity. Theo contemplated the significance of the jade medal in Charles's case, given that his name was inscribed on it. David elaborated on the unique ability of the jade plaques held by the family head and successor, explaining that his father's jade medal served as a key to access the family's secret vault in times of crisis. However, 300 years ago, both the family head and successor had entered a rift and never returned, rendering the secret vault inaccessible. David lamented that if either of them had survived, they could have retrieved the jade medal, but unfortunately, neither returned, leaving the vault sealed shut. Theo reflected on the common practice of reputable families preparing secret vaults but found it surprising that the Yi family had been unable to open theirs for 300 years. He speculated that during past attacks and losses of alchemists, the family must have considered accessing the vault for refuge but faced obstacles in doing so. Theo expressed astonishment at the jade medal's role as a key and acknowledged the Yi family's esteemed history in Yannan. He anticipated that the treasures within the secret vault would be invaluable in their upcoming battle against the Huang family. David agreed, indicating that the treasures would indeed be instrumental and began to share more. Theo questioned why David hadn't accessed the secret vault despite over a year passing since he received the jade medal. David explained that the jade medal could only act as a key when infused with a significant amount of spiritual energy. Despite efforts from both himself and Henry, they were unable to imbue the jade medal with enough energy to unlock the vault. David mentioned that reaching the law of spirit energy level was necessary for this task. He expressed surprise that there were no law of spirit energy alchemists in their generation from the esteemed Yi family of Yannan, as their ancestors who created the jade medal likely didn't anticipate this situation. Theo recognized the deep sense of helplessness felt by David, which underpinned the desperation within the Yi family. Theo felt a sense of bitterness as he desired for David to find a solution to their predicament. However, he acknowledged his lack of understanding of David's frustration and despair. Expressing his regret, Theo sympathized with the challenging situation David and Henry faced. David explained that he and Henry had only reached the latter stage of heavenly birth and planned to open the secret vault once one of them attained the law of spirit energy level. They avoided seeking external help to protect the family's treasures from covetous individuals. With the impending conflict against the Huang family drawing near and threats from the Wei family looming, David realized they were running out of time to unlock the vault. Theo realized the purpose behind David seeking him out and asked if he would be willing to trust him. David explained that Henry, the person he trusted the most, vouched for Theo's trustworthiness, leading him to believe in Theo as well. David expressed that out of all the individuals he couldn't trust, Theo was the one he trusted the most. Theo appreciated this vote of confidence and assured David that he would assist in opening the secret vault whenever they were ready. Mira contemplated whether it was safe to trust Theo, acknowledging that he didn't seem like a deceitful individual. Excited about the prospect of finally opening their family's secret vault, Mira felt a mix of uncertainty and anticipation. David announced that they were all prepared, suggesting they could proceed at any time. Theo, observing David's newfound liveliness, noted the contrast with the difficult events they had likely faced compared to the rare moments of happiness. Theo assured David that everything was ready, offering to proceed with the opening of the secret vault immediately if they wished to do so. As they traveled to the secret vault, Theo reflected on Myra's previous rejection of a gift but found relief in her positive response to the motion Dharma tool. Upon arriving at the location, David identified it as the place of the secret vault. Theo, however, noted a lack of sensation, attributing it to the secretive nature of the vault. Despite this, Theo sensed the nervousness of the three individuals accompanying him up to that point. As David pointed out the spot where they could use the jade metal, Theo realized its significance as the key to opening the secret vault. Reflecting on how he initially felt nothing special about receiving the jade metal from Charles, Theo now saw it in a new light. He recognized the concern of the others due to his status as a law of spirit energy alchemist, knowing they couldn't match his power. However, Theo acknowledged their worry stemmed from the potential consequences if he decided to harm them before unlocking the secret vault. Theo, eager to alleviate the others' worry, decided to open the secret vault promptly. Despite initially feeling no movement, Theo realized he needed to channel all his energy at once. With a surge of effort, the vault finally opened. David emphasized the importance of not allowing outsiders into the vault but acknowledged the paradox of having an outsider, like Theo, open it. With a smile, David extended an invitation for Theo to join them inside the secret vault.
Go, go.